Hi cuties, if no one has told you already today, I want you to know that you are strong. For those of you that are new, welcome, I am Jem, and in today's reading, the color that we'll be using is red. So red is the most primal and attention-grabbing of all colors. It is a pure color in that no other color can combine to create it. It correlates with the root energy center of our bodies, which is connected to grounding and survival. Red is often associated with excitement, strength, lust, anger, and aggression. Some studies have shown that wearing red may increase your chances of winning when playing a sport. As a color of blood, deep crimson red is also often associated with pain. Astrologically, red is associated with the planet Mars, the red planet which owes its name to the Roman god of war. Where Mars falls into your astrology chart can determine how you react during conflict. Some other things to mention is when red cards pop in a reading, the red card from this deck can signal energy so fiery and strong that it cannot be ignored. When mostly red cards are drawn in a multi-card reading, it means that you're being asked to pause and register these powerful feelings and how to best deal with them. With this influx of energy. How can you make the energy work for you in a way that is both grounding and productive? How can you bask in the vibrancy without burning out? So that is the color red. If you would like to help me choose next week color, follow my Instagram at Gems for Cheap. Basically on my stories, I'll post a poll of 2 different colors, and then you could vote which color you would like to see. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be discussing why you may be feeling angry or why you are mad, anything like repressed anger, things like that you may not be aware of. So in pick a card readings, you can view them how you like. You can watch the whole video or just watch which pile catches your eye, as long as you take what resonates and leave the rest. Also know that every reader reads differently. I tend to read very candidly and honestly, so warning, there will be deep messages. Also, before we hop right into this video, I wanted to let you guys know the different ways you could help out this channel. One is by checking out my DEPOP. I sell personal readings that are like $10, and I give like a 40-minute video, and I'll post it on YouTube unlisted, so you are the only one that can watch, and you'll have that for the rest of your life. And then lastly, which is linked in the description, if you want to check that. Also, know that all donations to me are extremely appreciated, but not expected. I appreciate you just taking the time out of your day to watch this video. So how I'm currently feeling, today is kind of I also have some anger repressed. I have some, feelings, anger down that I would like to also figure out for myself. But it's not going to influence this reading. This is for you guys. I just am also curious if I find some messages for myself as well. So we could, correlate as well. Another thing too is I've had this really weird dream last night where I had a dream that I was, in like a competition, because I watched like the challenge and how they compete for money. So I felt like I was in this game with my friends where we were competing with money, and me and my friend Natalie were supposed to work together, and I told her to go focus on something and I'd go focus on something else, and I was supposed to like collect like seafood or something. I don't know, it was so weird. But I was by the bay and like I was running on a dock with my dog, and there was a bunch of like mussels, clams, fishes, like crabs all over the side of the dock, and I was trying to pick them up and scoop them with like a plastic bag, and there was like shrimp and stuff, and every time I tried scooping it up, I would drop the plastic bag into the ocean and then it would sink to the bottom, and I was like struggling or being frustrated with it. And then at some point I got some, and then I picked it up and I carried it back, and I was walking the dock. I was walking on the dock to get back to the land, and the dock, instead of it being right off of the land, it was like all the way in the middle of the ocean, and like the dock just ended, and I kept walking on the dock, and then the dock like fell through, and I like stepped through like a very sharp, like just a bunch of crabs, like dead crabs everywhere, and like it all just like cut through my feet, and it really like hurt. And I was trying to get back to the land, but it was like all these crabs surrounded me, and like they were all like pinching me, like trying to get at me, and I was scared because I thought I was gonna die in like these ocean of crabs. And I saw someone someone from the challenge. I saw Leroy like picking up his girlfriend and trying to get her across while he was walking through the crabs, and he was doing just fine. He was able to get through it. And so I started doing that, and I was trying to, you know, stomp through these crabs, and I heard like screaming, and I'm like, oh my god, someone's dying. And someone told me that the screaming isn't from someone, it's from the crabs. Like, they were telling me to stay. Like, the crabs were screaming because they were like hungry, like screaming for me to stay. It was like a really scary dream. I have no idea what it means, but if any of you guys maybe have an idea of what that means, that dream meant, I would love to hear some ideas. But yeah, so that's how I felt waking up. I woke up kind of scared, but other than that, I'm like pretty good. I'm feeling better than I was last week, so that's great. But yeah, I just wanted to discuss my feelings because before, to maybe have you feel comfortable and maybe relate or know that even readers have bad days too. So let's now take a deep breath so I could cleanse my negative energy, or you could cleanse your negative energy, just so we get into this reading with a clear mindset. All right, let's take a deep breath. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's jump into the reading, starting with pile 1. Hello, my beautiful pile 1s. If you chose the anger card, this will be your reading on why you may be feeling angry. So we have the anger card, obviously, and let's now shuffle some possible other tarot cards for you, or oracle cards actually. We're going to shuffle some oracle cards and basically just get like an understanding of why are you feeling angry? Okay, what the situation may be, anything like that. Why may pile 1 be angry or have feelings of resentment? 2, 3. We have abundance in reverse. Okay. Let's now pull an animal oracle. Okay. Why might pile 1 be angry? 1, 2, 3. Fire ant in reverse. There's definitely some anger, for sure. Definitely angry. Definitely angry. Right. So, let's now pull a Moonology card. Those are quite helpful. Possibly pulling a sign, what sign they could be, or a sign of who is involved that they might be angry towards. 1, oh, you are very close to achieving your goal. Let's pull one more. 1, 2. Actually, we'll just leave it at that. Let's just pull. I keep seeing Scorpio, so Scorpio could be snippet. Let's just pull what sign may be involved. 1, I'm not gonna put it down though. 2, 3. Yeah, definitely a Scorpio. This card also flipped. Right, let's try again. One, 2, 3. or Libra. So they may be a Libra. They may be a Libra, or you may be a Libra. Okay. Now let's pull one of these cards. Why might pile 1 be angry? 2, 3. The Shaman. I've never seen this card before. Right. Then we could pull some messages. Maybe we could pull 2 of these. One, 2. Three. Stop being lazy in reverse. And big human baby. Someone could be acting like a big human baby. Okay. Sorry that the messages are so, like, ugly looking. I need to rewrite these and fix them up. Alright, now let's see. I'll put one of these too. Might as well. 1, 2, 3. We got integration number 30. And then, let's pull some tarot. Let's do that. Let's ask a couple questions. So, first question is going to be, I'll reorganize them to make them look pretty, by the way. First question will be, why are you angry? 1, 2, let's shuffle these. So why are you angry? 1, 2, 3. We got the World in reverse. There's definitely some Libra energy. We have the Justice card here. Sorry that those keep fucking moving. I also see the Fool card. Alright. Who may be involved? Like, what represents the person? We got the Sun card. And then, what can you do to fix a situation? 1, 2, 3. The Death card, transformation. And then, what is the future of this connection? Or of this situation? 1. We got the Queen of Cups. I have a feeling that's who you will end up becoming. Alright, I think those are all the cards we're going to pull today. I think that's a good amount. We might pull some cards after, just in case of how the reading turns out, but I think that is good for now. Alright, I'll be back with your reading. Alright, my beautiful pile ones. So, first, before we get into this reading, I want to roll your dice, see what possible placements are significant at this time. So we have Sagittarius, we have, I think this is Saturn, and then we have the 9th house. So that might be a placement that may be significant in your life right now. You may want to look at your chart, or this may be a significant thing on someone else's chart, more specifically. Because I actually put it on when we pulled this card. We asked who else is significantly involved in this situation, and this is what came out. So that could be let me see exactly if that's Saturn. I'm pretty sure that's Saturn. Yes, Saturn. Okay, so that could be significant that you may want to look up. And let's see another one. We got Gemini in the second house with, what planet is that? Uranus. So you also may want to check that out as well. We're going to put this off to the side for now. Over here. And let's get into your reading. So let's talk about the possible signs that are here as well. I kept getting a lot of Libra for some reason. We have balance, talking about balance here. We also pulled a Moonology card before. I asked what possible sign, and a Libra came out as well as a Scorpio. So, and we do have Scorpio here because of the Death card, so there definitely could be those placements that are maybe very significant, or you may have those in your chart that are currently at play right now. Definitely Scorpio, because there's definitely a transition that is needing to happen. So with the gibbous moon, you're very close to achieving your goal. I think it's just, blatantly, that's the message. You are very close to achieving the goal that you want. I think you may have been struggling recently, whether it be with being lazy. Maybe internally you feel lazy, or you've been lazy recently, or maybe you've been letting your emotions get in the way. Or there's someone in your life who is a big human baby who you would wish they would stop being so lazy. And that could be something that has brought you anger as well. With the very close to achieving your goal, there's additional messages within that, and basically it just talks about this is the bulging moon. It's a really weird word to use, but it specifically says bulging in the description. So that could be something significant. The bulging moon, meaning it's about to pop. The moon is about to explode. And it's saying that this is a very influential time right now. This situation has a fuse to it. So act very diligently and carefully, and tiptoe your way around the situation, because this situation has a fuse connected to it. There could be something or someone that may explode, and that could be you because of all this anger. We also talked about in which one? I think it was the fire ant. You may be pretending that this anger isn't getting to you, or repressing it, or not really allowing it to surface, and you're allowed to be angry. Being angry, is a bad thing and a good thing. It shows that you have your emotions, and you're allowed to be a human being, and shows that you're human. Obviously, it's how far you take the anger and what you do with the anger shows that's when it becomes bad. And this is saying you're allowed to be angry, whatever the situation was. I think this abundance, it could have been you may have lost a job for very few of you. I don't really see a lot of green, but so it could have been that. But it also could have been a lack of abundance for your self-love. Maybe you're mad at yourself, or maybe you're mad at the people around you, or someone specifically that may have made you lose your self-love. Maybe they made you feel insecure. Maybe they made you feel not good enough, or maybe it had to do with love, or some sort of self-love. Maybe you lost your routine. Maybe you've been slacking, becoming lazy. You're putting your needs to the side. Maybe this was all just, you put so much effort into this situation and maybe it didn't even work out in your favor. It didn't even work out the way that you wanted. And you're like, what the fuck, like, and you're pissed off. And that's perfectly valid. Like, you're allowed to be angry. That's perfectly valid. I think also you may have, I think this is a message saying you're hiding your anger. You're not letting your anger show. And I think you really should release it, let it out, talk about it. Maybe try to communicate to whoever's, getting you angry, and communicate why you are angry or upset. And I mean, of course it depends on the situation. If you feel like you can't communicate what happened or communicate how you are feeling, I think that if you feel like these people or whoever it was you can't communicate with, or you're afraid that they, will judge you or, talk behind your back or talk shit about you or whatever, then they're not worth being friends with. You should surround yourself with people that you can communicate with. And if you tried communicating, or if you've seen people in your life who has tried to communicate with these people and you see how it plays out, maybe this is a situation for yourself that there needs to be a transformation of where you let go of the old, let go of the past, and transform into the new. Let go of whatever is not serving you, and it could be these people. I'm kind of getting like a friendship, or like friends. Could also just be a relationship, like a boyfriend or like a girlfriend, because we have the pink here, and that talks about like, love, but that could be love for your family or friends, of course, too. So we'll ask more specifically when I pull the charms. So that could be something. We also have balance here, finding balance between positive and negative energy, and harmonize in balanced symphony in life. So like trying to find balance between your negative and positive aspects. Know that you are not all positive. You're not all perfect. You're not all happy all the time. It's not everything is rainbow and sunshines all the time. And you may have been in the phase of, feeling that way, or maybe ignoring or hiding away, or hiding away your shadow self and trying to pretend to be some perfect, positive person all the time. And that's not realistic. There's going to be difficult times in your life. There's going to be things you may need to face. You're going to have to always work through and understand that there's a shadow self person. There's a shadow self to you always, and it will always be there, and it's just something that you have to work out. And it's difficult. I know, especially it's mentally draining, it's mentally exhausting to have to constantly, have to fix yourself and work with this shadow aspect, because sometimes it's not, it's very resistant, and sometimes it's very difficult to change, and it takes a lot of time. But there's some aspects that you may not be able to change ever, and you have to decipher between what you can fix and what you'll have to deal with and work on. And you don't always have to constantly reflect on your shadow self. Sometimes you need to find a balance. That is what it's saying. You need to find a balance between being happy all the time, feeling so positive, and forgetting about your shadow aspect, but also remembering your shadow aspect and working on self-reflection. I think also there may have been a situation that there may have been some guilt, regret, embarrassment. I don't know exactly what of. We don't really have yellow here, so maybe not embarrassment. But there was some situation that may you may have regretted or regret. And you may want to blame or put the blame on others. And you can't blame other people for the situation. It may be the easier route and you're trying hard not to blame other people. You need to reflect on yourself and show that this situation, was under your control. You could have prevented this from happening. Obviously, also, I feel like it's a balance. It could be partially their fault as well as partially yours, but they're not the full reason to blame. They're not to take full blame. I think you need to maybe not be so worried about them and them taking responsibility for their actions. You need to worry only about you taking responsibility for your actions, because I don't think that these people will. I don't think they will ever. They will never apologize. They will never understand you. I mean, maybe they will apologize, but maybe it's not like this is all words. They don't actually take action in order to fix it. And that might not be good enough for you. Of course it's not, because you need actions to back up words, of course. I think that maybe you need to just focus on you taking responsibility for what you did, like the percentage of fault, and forgive yourself and move on with that aspects. I think maybe you trusted these people, or you trusted this person, and now you need to remember that you have to trust your gut and understand who you can trust and who you can't trust. You can't just easily give your trust away to people who don't show you that they can be trusted. And I know it's very difficult and it's very sad to understand too, because it's like you want to look at the positive. You want to always give people second chances. You want to always believe that they're the right person, or that they're a good person, that they would never do you wrong, and it's not the case. Maybe also communicate to them on how you felt like you've been wronged, because sometimes they don't even know that they did you wrong. But on the other hand, though, you need to know when you can give people your trust. You could tell, it's hard to explain. It's like you can tell who you can trust versus who the people you can't trust. You could already tell. You could tell by your senses, the energy they give off, your intuition, your gut feeling. And I think you were ignoring your gut. I think you were trying to give the benefit of doubt to these people, and you're trying to forgive and, or just automatically assume that they're the, amazing person, and that they're like, no, actually, I think I'm just overthinking it, blah, blah, blah. No, you weren't. You were actually right. Your gut was telling you what was up, and you just happened to fall into that trap, and it sucks that it happened, or, whatever it is that you're regretting. It sucks, but now you know again to continue to trust your gut. It's always a work in progress. You're not fully intuitive, fully at your higher self ever. Sometimes you fall a couple steps back, you fall back into your old ways once in a while, and you need to remember and reinforce and remind yourself that what got you there, or what your past has brought you. You have to remember the past in order to move forward and continue to move forward. And maybe you forgot, and it's like you fell back a couple steps, and now you're on the right track again. It's like you're very close to achieving your goal, but you fell back a little bit, and now you're back on your path. This whole situation happened to steer you back onto your correct path. There needed to be a transformation. And maybe recently also, I think maybe you've been feeling a lot of abundance, or maybe fake abundance. Maybe it was all like a facade of like, oh, like friends or a lot of love from this person, but it was all like, it was a lot of abundance, but it wasn't like real. It was almost like fake. And or just like you wanted a lot of abundance, or you were expecting a lot of abundance to happen from this, and it just never happened. And it was like, you've been due for another transformation. You've had a lot of time with, going in the wrong direction and steering off the wrong path, that you were due for a realignment. Okay, so with the shaman, sorry, I do not know how to pronounce that. With the shaman, it was talking about the sorcerer, the magician, the medicine woman, and the mage. Basically, the whole description talks about someone who, there's 3 archetypes, ingredients. One is the mentor, the healer, and then the unseen. So the mentor is the studying, learning, someone who teaches you. The healing is the healing of yourself, the healing of people around you, the healing of the culture. And then the third is the shaman has a knock on the doorways to the other worlds, like the unseen, the basically your intuition and like your third eye. And I think you've been missing your third eye for a while now. I think you've been ignoring your gut, maybe always trying to think very logically rather than thinking intuitively and trusting your gut and knowing that these people gave you red flags. These people may have showed you things that you didn't like, but you still gave in because you wanted to give them, you wanted to believe something else. It was too difficult to believe that these people weren't made for you, or that it wasn't meant to be. And it sucks. I know it sucks. Transformations are really hard and mentally draining, and it can be very sad. But know that after this situation, if anything, you should be grateful and appreciate that the situation didn't continue, because it could have been worse. This could have been made worse. You would have been unhappy with your life, happy with the situation, feeling always insecure because maybe this person made you feel insecure. Maybe you've been neglecting your life, you're being very lazy, neglecting your health, neglecting your goals and achievements. And this is showing you that, this had to happen because you're going to be happier. You're going to be in a better position for you. So, and it sucks, but know that this is all meant to happen to benefit you. Okay, that's pretty much all I have. I also wanted to say, because this is off, right? It's not fully upright. So I take this as when in dark, and I like your shadow self. Overpromises, blames, hurts self and others. I think you may be blaming others. And that's why I talked about that whole thing before. And overpromises, maybe you've been promising too much for people and it's not achievable. As well as you may have been hurting yourself physically, like harming yourself, maybe by addiction or addicted to things, or not taking care of yourself, or over drinking, overeating, pills, drugs, anything that you may have, video games, anything that you've been neglecting your body, you've been physically hurting yourself and possibly physically hurting others because you may be pushing on those insecurities to others. All right. I talked so much for that. Now we're going to talk about these. So the world in reverse, basically upright talks about being given the world. And when in reverse, the specific meaning is regret, incompletion, lack of closure, and doubt. So I think you've definitely feel regret. You're having regret. incomplete. Maybe you feel like this whole situation is incomplete, or that it switched up before you could even finish. There could have been a time, this is a specific message for some of you. Maybe you were expecting this situation to last longer, till a point. Maybe there was a final ending, or a final situation that you're like, okay, well, this is when it will end, so I could be friends with these people to then, I could be with this person. Maybe there was a point where you were planning on moving, or school was ending, or your job was ending, or something was ending, and you're like, my friendship or my relationship will probably end around this time, but I'm going to keep with it and still stick with it. And it was almost like this happened so quickly and so early that you weren't expecting it, and it was like incomplete, and you feel incomplete about it. It's like, damn, what am I going to do now? Because maybe you still have to be around these people, or maybe you still have to, maybe you still live with this person, and maybe you could find a way to deal with it for right now, but it doesn't mean that you'll have to deal with it forever. Do what is best for you, and set boundaries for yourself, and to where you feel comfortable in this situation. You shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable for the rest of your life. Also, be careful with what you say or how you act, because this is like a fuse attached to the situation. You don't want to explode on them, or end up losing your temper on them, because that will make the situation worse, and probably you need to think more logically rather than emotionally about this situation. Okay, so also lack of closure. You're definitely feeling maybe that there was people did you wrong and they didn't apologize for it, or they didn't really do anything to fix it. And honestly, you could get and try to communicate for an apology. Maybe these people will. But also, even if they don't, you don't need their apology. You don't need them to understand, because if they don't understand and they're not here to, accept responsibility or communicate of why you're sad, or maybe they were like, oh, you're just sensitive, oh my god, you're just overreacting, that is gaslighting. You're allowed to feel your feelings. You're valid for your feelings. Don't allow these people to, make you feel like you're less than, because you're not. Because if it was the other way around, they would feel the same way, and they would, throw a hissy fit about it and be like, ooh, so you're allowed to separate yourself from these people if you feel that it is right. The Sun, so the Sun, I asked who may be involved, and who may be involved, and like why you may feel angry with them. And the description we got is positivity, success, joy, and optimism. Maybe this person's very optimistic, or maybe this person is very joyful. Maybe this person has a lot of success or abundance. That could be something like maybe you felt like they would give you abundance, but that never happened. Or that they would, I don't know. It could also be maybe they're very overly positive, like toxic positivity. They never really show their negative side, or really acknowledge their negative shadow aspects. Another message could just be people you have fun with. Like, for friends, if these are your friends, this could be people that you have a lot of fun with and hanged out with a lot. And maybe you expected them to be a more positive, successful friend group that you would have for the rest of your life, or relationship that you would have for the rest of your life. And maybe you felt very optimistic about this, and it ended up not being the way that you thought. And maybe that's what's causing you all this anger, is because you were blindsided. All this situation was not how it was, you expected it to go down. and it ended up being very, it felt like a failure. You felt like you failed. And you didn't fail. Look at, appreciate the things you have. If this is a friend group, maybe this isn't the friend group that you should surround yourself with. Maybe you made another friend group. Maybe you made other friends. Someone who really is there for you for the rest of your life. And if there's no one, then you will find someone. Your family members. Maybe you need to appreciate the family you have. Maybe you need to appreciate, who is there to support you. Whether that's in a relationship, maybe you lost a friendship, but you still have a boyfriend that is here to love and care for you. Maybe even your dog. Appreciate your dogs and your animals. They're here to love you and support you. Even if, you can't talk to them, they're still here to love you. They'll never let you down, It's okay. Sometimes you have to fail in order to improve. Don't give up. Just because this failure happened doesn't mean that it will never be successful. So don't give up. Death, I think what needs to be done in order to continue with the situation and to help you is you need to transform into a better, higher self. I think needs to be a shed of the old and in with the new. There has to be a butterfly transformation of like releasing that old skin by showering, taking a shower. That could help you, like physically, do it with action to show you that you are shedding your old skin. And there needs to be a transformation, a realignment. And I think you need to change your actions. Whatever it is that you were doing was not working. And it's time to not be lazy anymore, not let your emotions get in the way. Continue into your higher self. You were on the path. Now it's saying you need to go continue onto that higher path again. There's no stops, no more stops. You took a stop already and it failed. And now it's to continue on that path now. Get back on the bus and continue. The Queen of Cups now, this is the future of the situation. So with the Queen of Cups is, since it's depicted as a woman, this could be a saying that you will be very more feminine or more nurturing. You might find more nurturing aspects when it comes to whatever the situation was, whether it was a friendship or a relationship. Maybe you'll find more. Maybe you're having very difficult times being nurturing. Maybe your heart is missing right now. Maybe you're feeling very compassionless and heartless, but it's good because this is how you will succeed in moving forward, because you're not letting your emotions get in the way. But don't, I know it might be difficult now that you're feeling very compassionless and you're not, the emotions are still there, but you're not letting them get in the way. Know that it will come back and you'll be able to be nurturing once again, loving and compassionate to the people that deserve it. I think in the future you will find people who do deserve it, who will appreciate it, who will reciprocate it. Queen of Cups, let's just look more specifically. This says protection, intuition, unconscious emotion, and creativity. You may find more creativity, more passion in your life, which will be coming up. I think also you'll find more intuition, trusting your gut more, not, forgetting how you got here, and finding more protection of your heart, finding more protection and understanding of your unconscious emotions, not ignoring your shadow self, the unconscious mind, the mind that you can't control. They make stupid decisions sometimes, especially when you're drunk. And, you will forgive yourself, but also try to learn to understand and work with it and love it and get it to work with you as well. So you both are on the same page. And then lastly, just understanding your own intuition. All right, let's pull some charms now, and that will be the end of your reading. Pile 1. All right. I'm gonna try to put a little thing on each one of these just so we could get like okay. And then these. Alright. So, X, maybe X, one of your exes. It doesn't have to be an actual, like, ex of a relationship. This could be ex-friends. This could be ex-boss. This could be an ex of some kind that maybe you haven't fully reflected or acknowledged much of. Maybe you haven't really, that was still something lurking from your past that maybe influenced why this happened, because it's like it has to happen twice or 3 times for you in order to fully grasp that situation. And maybe it was like a repetition of the past, and now you're like, now I fully get it, and now I can continue on. Honorable. We also have a little key heart and a book. I think you are honorable. I think your exes maybe honor you. Maybe they like look back and they're like, damn, maybe I fucked up. Or maybe they honor, you know, your truth. They honor how truthful you are, or how much you love yourself, or you learn to respect yourself by leaving them. Maybe like, and respecting yourself. We have a book here. Maybe you've been knowledgeable. Maybe they feel like you're very logical and very smart. We also have a key here. Maybe your heart. Maybe you locked away your heart, and you do it maybe very quickly to people who have hurt you in the past, and it's honorable because it shows how much you loved yourself in the past. We have an airplane here. Maybe you went on a travel recently, or you traveled somewhere. It also talks about being lactose intolerant and eating a whipped cream pie. So that could have been significant. Maybe you are lactose intolerant, or maybe you've recently eaten a pie. We also have O, like maybe oh my god, or so what? Maybe you tell people that you're lactose intolerant and people are like, so what? I'm lactose intolerant. We got P here. Maybe you have anger towards someone with a P name. Maybe you need to reflect more on that. Maybe journal about it, or maybe talk to them about it. Backtrack. Maybe you've been backtracking, or maybe you said something and then something that you regretted, and now you're backtracking and trying to like not take responsibility for it, or maybe you've like bulldozed over people. So maybe that's something as well. And then we have facts in reverse. So maybe you feel like something that you believe is facts, or maybe you said facts, or maybe you say that a lot internally, or maybe you have said that internally just now. Phil, that could be a name, like Phil. It could also just be we have like a little haunted house thing. That's so cute. That's adorable. Fill, like filling up. Maybe you need to fill up, maybe like 1 cup. Maybe like your conscious mind, the whole cup is filled. And then the unconscious mind is like empty. And it's like you need to like fill it up to find a balance between them. We have an E here. Maybe Eric, Eddie could be significant. Maybe putting the blame on them, or maybe you're angry with someone with an E name. We also have LVE over there, so maybe like love. LV could also be initials. Leave, that could be something like leaving the situation, leaving these people. And especially if you're someone who is trying to find forgiveness and learning to grow relationships with people. I know it may be difficult to leave because I know you're trying to give them the benefit of doubt and trying your best to work on the situation. But if they are not willing to also put in the effort into this relationship, then it's not worth it. You don't have to kiss these people's ass. I know maybe you were trying so hard to work in this relationship because maybe you've had a past situation or a friendship that you worked so hard in, and maybe the same thing happened where these people didn't like you or didn't reciprocate, so that you left, and maybe you felt like you left very impulsively, and you're like, damn, I should have maybe worked things out a little bit more, and maybe you're trying to do that more with this, but you don't have to completely exit out of their life or block them or do anything like that. Maybe just move on to your better future. You could still have these people around you, surrounded with you, but continue in the path that you were meant to go, and you don't have to kiss these people's ass anymore. Don't people please. The haunted house, I'm not really sure. This could be the future of maybe during Halloween. Like maybe during Halloween you'll meet people that, will respect you and love you, and maybe those will become your best friends. And also, maybe Halloween is somewhat significant to you. I'm not really sure exactly. We have an Aries. Maybe you've had a death of an Aries. Like maybe you have an Aries placement that is significant, or maybe you had to leave an Aries at some point. Or maybe that's someone in your life right now that you need to have a death with. Biologist, maybe someone is a biologist, or maybe that's your plan to become a biologist. We also have each, and then we have a skull. I just thought of death to a mole, like, the Will Winfrey? I forgot what her name is. But she's like, death to a mole, and everyone's like, so maybe that's like, you need to leave all these people. We also have, I think this may be the world, no, the Aquarius. What is the Aquarius card? I think that's the star is the Aquarius. So there could be an Aquarius in your life that you may be friends with that may be an issue, but they could also be maybe someone that you're very good friends with. Maybe you're angry with them, or maybe you are being influenced by their anger. Maybe they feel very emotional about the situation. Stop being lazy, BJs. Maybe you need to go to BJs and go grocery shopping. This could also just be initials like JB or BJ could be an initial. Dress. Maybe you need to start dressing up better or dressing up nicer, or maybe getting a dress for something. And what else? Biologist, what could that be? Maybe studying of biologist, I think is studying of, is that the water, or is that the body biology? I'm not sure exactly. Maybe someone studies that and is significant in your life. Alright, thank you so much, Pile 1. I hope you found some messages that resonated with you. If you did, please give this video a like and consider subscribing. If you have any discussions or anything you want to talk about with this situation, please comment down below and let me know. I want you to feel safe and invited to talk about your feelings in my comment section. I want to have a wonderful, understanding community. So feel free to share whatever it is. I would love to hear it and love to, listen to you or even give advice. And thank you so much, and I'll see you in one of my next readings. Bye! Hello, my beautiful Pile 2s. If you chose the King of Swords, this will be your reading on why you may be feeling angry. So, we are going to shuffle your tarot card or oracle cards. And if you want to skip this section, you can. There are timestamps down below, so you can skip. But if you'd like to stick through, we are going to shuffle each and every one of your cards so you can see the cards that come out. Okay, so right now the oracle cards are just going to be basically explaining why you may be mad or why you may be angry or feeling angry. So we're going to do the affirmators right now. We got engagement in reverse. There's too many cards there, so I think that's what we'll do right now. That could be like a literal engagement, like an actual engagement. Okay, animal spirit deck. Oh, Jesus. This card went flying, the lizard. So that might come out. We'll see though. Okay. So please give us a card that may represent why they may be angry. One. Oh, we got the oyster. I think this is repressed anger for sure, because the oyster talks about clamming things up and like creating like all your feelings are like stuck within a clam and like this hard exterior. It's like and not ever really letting it go or letting it out. So definitely repressed anger. Okay. Let's maybe these cards, maybe pull some card that represents their emotions. Their current emotions other than anger, of course. One. Oh, space. Needing space. Maybe there's been a space. A surprise of being given space. Maybe someone's like, I need space. And you're just like, what the fuck? When? When did you started needing space? Okay, Moonology now. Possibly give me, could be Virgo. Possibly give me a sign that this could be someone or Gemini. We have Gemini here too. Sorry, like. Right. One piece of advice. One. Okay, yeah. Maybe you're feeling like you're not good enough, or maybe someone feels like you're not good enough for this engagement. Oh my god. What an asshole. But also that could just be in your head. But then again, that depends on your insecurities. You have to decipher whether it's insecurities or if it's real life. Like, are these people's, is their actions showing you that they don't feel that you're good enough? If that's the case, then trust your gut, and that is the truth. But if you feel like your insecurities, if they criticize maybe something that they don't like, know that maybe you should do some self-reflection in order to fix those things. Not, you know, it depends on how they say it, of course. Like, if they're mean about it, then they could fuck off. But, like, you know, if you have a temper and they ask, I wish you not lose your temper with me all the time, then that's something that you should self-reflect on and possibly try to work out. Okay, one, we got the offering. Okay, maybe you were offered some space, or maybe you didn't feel like they were good enough for you, and so then they were like, okay, well then I'll give you some space, and then they just like left. Right, now let's pull one of these bad boys. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I kind of felt that one coming out. The crown chakra, intuition. I think that's what that is. Internal intuition. Maybe this person is very, very, very reluctant to study spirituality or acknowledge spirituality or understand that they have, you know, intuition. What was I gonna do? Tarot cards now. Yeah, okay, so shuffle your tarot cards. First card we're gonna pull is we're gonna ask why you are feeling angry. A card that represents that. So why are you feeling angry? We got 8 of Cups in reverse and the Hermit. Who may be involved? 1. Page of Cups in reverse. And then lastly, what can be done to fix the situation? 5 of Pentacles. I feel like the Virgo has to do some work. Okay. Alright, those are all the cards I'm going to pull for right now, and then we'll be back. Okay, my beautiful pile twos. So I laid out your cards. First I want to discuss what possible signs may be here, or something you may want to check out on your CoStar app. So the sun sign, your sun sign could be a Capricorn in the 2nd house. So that could be something significant or significant for someone in relation to this reading. You may want to look at your chart and look maybe in your 2nd house or in your sun sign or where a Capricorn placement may be. This could be something specific laid out on your chart. Let's do another one. For the others out there, we have Aquarius. Could be significant in, I think that's Mercury. Mercury. Yes, Mercury. Mercury in your 12th house. So that could be significant. You may want to read a little bit more about that. That might be something that might help you understand more about this reading. So we are going to place that over here. I think that was 12, right? Alright. So, with this person, let's talk about the signs here. There's Virgo, for sure. A lot of Virgo. We have the Hermit here, which is literally Virgo. And we have full moon in Virgo. So you could be a Virgo. Someone related to this reading could be a Virgo. Also, we have water signs. Not really specifically water signs. I just feel like this is more talking about, there could be a water sign that is influenced in this reading, but it also could just be a lot of emotion. There is a lot of emotion. We also have a little bit of earth. So that could just be in relation to this Virgo, or additionally something financial was affected in this reading. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Especially, I think it is because we have the offering right next to that. And offering talks about gift giving, giving away gifts. So maybe someone that you could be angry with or holding resentment towards may have gave a lot of gifts and gave a lot of gifts a lot of the time. Maybe that was their love language. Okay, so with the King of Swords, basically this is just, the King of Swords is more of like someone who maybe be more in tune with their masculine energy right now, and could be an air sign. They also could just be being more intellectually, wait, hold on, let me read what it says. Intuitively, intellectually intuitive. So they could be like, they're on their like best behavior. They're mentally, their mind is mentally clear. They have a lot of intellectual power, authority, and truth. Maybe they're constantly trying to communicate the truth or talk about the truth. And maybe the person they may be dealing with may not want to hear it or doesn't understand what they don't understand, because I feel like they're too immature. They also could be quite dark skin, have dark skin, or very tan, or get very tan, because we have these skin color here. We also have paler skin, like they could either be very pale or like quite dark skin person. So we also have space, and then engagement, crown chakra. So I think this person this is supposed to be why you're upset. So I think you may be upset because they may not have understood you, or that they walked away from this connection. I think you're upset with them because they walked away from this connection, and when things got hard, they vanished. Like, they just got up, took their things, and left. And instead of even communicating what happened or communicating what was wrong or why they even, wanted to leave or what was up, they kind of just, ran away from their issues, ran away from their problems. I think this person is very, 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 has a lot of repressed things. I think they don't understand at all. I think they don't have any intuition. I don't think they have any spiritual, understanding. I truly think this person doesn't understand that you need to reflect on yourself. I feel like this person thinks they did nothing wrong, or that there was nothing wrong about their, they just don't understand. They're like, what do you mean? I didn't do anything wrong. You're the problem. They just think they're perfect, or it's not that they think it's either that they think they're perfect or that they don't understand how they're, or don't want to accept that they're not perfect. It's like they are on, I'm not the problem, you're the problem type thing. And it's also they clammed up, they became like an oyster, a lot of repressed issues. I think this person is reluctant to share things. I think this person maybe got so frustrated, or maybe they have tried sharing things in the past or talked about what their issue was, and maybe they didn't really do it much, or maybe they didn't feel like they were heard much, that they just gave up, or they just expected you to know how they were feeling. Instead of communicating, they never communicated. They just, expected you to know how they were feeling. Which is not healthy, because it's always going to be leaving them feeling, not happy, because you're always going to let them down, because they just expect, that you could read their mind. I also think this person that you could be angry with, you could be the Virgo. You can be the Virgo, because we do have the Virgo in the placement of why you may be mad. But I think the person you may be dealing with is a Virgo. Just because the Hermit is isolation, walking away from a situation. The Eight of Cups also talks about walking away, isolating, leaving. And so I think this person, the reason why you're mad is because this Virgo has left and gave you space. And it's just an empty void now of emptiness. And they didn't communicate at all why or what they did or what you did wrong. I think also there could be also like, we have the offering. I think the offering is the gift, the present, the sacrifice. I think this person maybe felt like they sacrificed a lot for you, or that they gave a lot to you, and maybe even if you didn't ask for it, they still did it because they wanted to show their love through that. And maybe they never felt like it was reciprocated, or maybe they didn't feel like it was reciprocated enough, or maybe they never felt like, because you didn't put in that action of showing their love language, they didn't feel like you loved them. Also, I think the offering was almost like a manipulation tactic, almost. I don't know, I think I got this up right, so maybe not. But I think for some of you, there could be a situation that this person maybe gave, like, gifts and offerings or presents and stuff with expectations. Like, they expected you immediately to reciprocate, or they expected you to now do something for them, rather than just giving it out of the kindness of their heart. They always were expecting something whenever they did anything nice. And it's kind of manipulative as well as just not healthy. You shouldn't be giving things or doing nice things for others with expectations, because that's how you let yourself down, because people aren't going to reciprocate. You're supposed to be doing this out of the nice and kindness of your heart. And, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't reciprocate. They should at some point later on, the way that they want to, but don't expect them to, because they don't have to. I think also this person may have had a dog or some sort of companion. This could be you. You could have a white dog. They could have had a bird, maybe. That could be something. But I think this person wanted to tell them the truth and wanted to be honest with them and wanted them to face the truth, or had a lot of authority. Maybe this person was quite nurturing, because there's a lot of women here. Maybe this person was loving and very nurturing, and this person was a little bit more emotionless, more dominant in the relationship, and showed more authority. And maybe this person wasn't comfortable with that, or couldn't handle the truth. I really do feel like this person is very reluctant to do any self-reflection. I think they really have a difficult time with trauma, and I think they bottle it all up to the point where it comes out in bursts of anger. I think this person is angry too. I don't think it's just you. I think this person is angry, or has a lot of anger, repressed anger. And it's from not, reflecting, not using your intuition, not understanding yourself. They rather not talk about anything and just act like they're moving on from it and forgetting it, but they don't understand that you're not forgetting it. You will always now remember, and you will never let go. You'll hold on to this grudge for the rest of your life. And I feel like this person will never understand that. I really do feel like this person holds on to grudges till the end of time. So the Eight of Cups, let's talk about the tarot now. The Eight of Cups, basically, and I really don't feel that this is you. I feel like you may be upset with them because they walked away, because they gave up on the situation. I think you could be upset because they ran away from the problems, maybe didn't even express what was wrong or what happened or why they switched up like that, and maybe you feel like you weren't ever good enough, or that you thought they thought you were never good enough, or maybe they actually did deep down think that you weren't good enough. And no matter which way it is, who cares? and they could, fuck off, because you deserve to be respected, loved, and shown that you are good enough, because you are good enough. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person, of course. They just have their ways about it. You can't fix someone, you can't fix them. This is something they have to deal with themselves, and they may not ever reflect on, but that's not your problem. You are here to find your true power and stick to what you know is right, and the best for you. So we also have engagement here. I'm going to read this card here for you because it's a nice card, but it's in reverse. So today I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I take a new route and talk to strangers. I smell flowers and pet dogs. Maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not in 7-Eleven. At least I'll have every day that's slightly more interesting than average, and at the most I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. Maybe you felt like there was a lot of pressure on this relationship, or maybe this person left and stopped the engagement because maybe they felt like there was a lot of pressure on this relationship to last. I also think maybe you'll meet a new friend or gain a new friend that will change your life. That could be for them as well. Or maybe you have lost a friend that will change your life forever. And it could be this person. Maybe that was meant to happen in order to grow. Like you needed to lose this friend. This could be a friend. So the 8 of Cups. Sorry. Okay, so the 8 of Cups is in reverse. Trying one more time, indecision, aimlessly drifting, and walking away. I think maybe you are angry because they just stopped trying. Maybe they kept being on and off with you, and like they would be like, let's date, and then they'd be like, let's break up, and then let's date, let's break up. And they were so indecisive and aimlessly drifting and dragged you on for so long that finally they just gave up and walk away, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, you became comfortable with the flip-flopping. That's what made you feel so comfortable in this relationship, because maybe you always felt like they were going to come back no matter what, either way. Whenever they leave, they still came back at the end of the day. And now it's like they didn't. So that could be another reason why you're so angry, is because you feel so wronged, or that this person, just dragged you along this difficult road. Also, with the Hermit, I think this is mainly a message because the 2 cards came out, not just one. I really do think it's just saying this Hermit, the Virgo, walked away from you, and that's why you're angry. It could also be isolation, loneliness, and withdrawal. You could be disappointed with them in that they withdrawed their emotions. Like, they withdrawed physically, and they walked away and gave you space, and it's just like they vanished. As well as they maybe first did it with their words. Maybe they started talking less, sharing how they're feeling less, slowly, like, not texting you, and you're just like probably like, what the fuck? And then they finally started doing it physically, and then just completely like minus them out of the equation. You could also be upset with them because maybe they isolated. Maybe they isolated from everyone, not just you, but like everyone. And you're probably like, why are you doing this to hurt yourself? Like, why are you... Maybe you cared a lot about their mental health or them physically, like you cared about them taking care of themselves, and maybe you're disappointed that they ended up doing the same thing that they'd done in the past, or just isolating and cutting themselves off of humanity. Okay, so with the Page of Cups, who we are dealing with, I asked, this is supposed to represent you, and then who we may be dealing with. I think this person is very emotionally immature. We have downing intuition, creative blocks, and emotional immaturity. I think this person may have a lot of blocks from truly getting to understand their subconscious mind and understanding who they are and reflecting on them their shadow self. I think they do not want to acknowledge that there are bad things about them. Everyone has shadow aspects. Everyone has things they need to face and understand that you're not perfect. And I think this person thinks that they're perfect, or they're so afraid to acknowledge or fully be aware that they're not perfect, that it's like it's all the way in the repressed. They just keep repressing. Everything, just repress. It's like nothing will surface as long as I just keep repressing, and it comes out without them even realizing. It comes out in bursts of anger. And I think this person is just very emotionally immature. I don't think they understand other people's emotions as well as their emotions. They don't understand why they have bursts of anger. It's just they don't understand, and they don't even take the time to reflect and figure out why. They're just I'm just angry, and you're just what? There's a reason to why you're angry, and they'll be oh, I don't know. And it's they're afraid to accept or understand what that reason is. Okay, so then lastly, the Five of Pentacles. I think I asked what could be done to fix this situation or resolve the situation. And the Five of Pentacles basically says recovery from financial loss and spiritual poverty. So I think once this person has left you, you may have felt financially at a loss. Maybe you lost financially. Maybe this person supported you a lot financially because they gave you a lot of gifts, or maybe they paid for your meals, or maybe they paid for a bunch of things for you, or maybe they bought you, all these different things. And maybe you felt once they left, you lost all that. But it wasn't the main thing that mattered. But it definitely did, affect you. You also could have been out of spiritual poverty as well. Maybe you cried a lot about the situation that you almost closed up as well, and maybe you locked yourself away from spirituality and you are at a spiritual poverty as well, because maybe it's very difficult to reflect on this situation as well, that maybe it's still, this could have happened in the past, and maybe it's still roaming around. And it could be because you have locked away your third eye, and it still lingers because you haven't fully gotten over this traumatic situation or sadness. You kind of just were you cried about it a little bit and it hurt, but it was you quickly got up and walked away quickly, that you didn't give yourself enough time to cry, to fully let go. And also know that letting go takes time. You're not going to be able to let go within a couple months. You can't be oh, I wish I could just let go right now. It doesn't work that way. It's going to take time. Even 3 million years down the line, 4 years down the line, you may look back and be damn, and look at the times and be wow, and cry about it and be I'm happy for the memories, but I'm glad to where I'm at today. All right. We're going to pull some charms now because I talked too much. And then we'll be done with your reading. I don't know why I talk like that. All right. We could pull some messages too. I kind of want to pull some messages because I feel I finished very quickly versus the other readings. We have a Y. Let me pull some more charms. There are 3 Ks. There's 4 Ks. We have PC. Hold on, let me pull some more messages. I kind of I relate to where the charms fall. So I think the K could be an initial, or maybe a message saying like K, like K. You kind of just like ended the conversation with K, like pissed off, and you just were like K. We also have a turtle here. Turtles could be significant. Maybe someone moves very slowly and is an earth sign. We also have tennis. Maybe someone has been playing tennis. This person has been playing tennis. We have K. And then right next to the K we have fever. Maybe someone got sick. Or maybe this person currently is sick. Or the K person is sick. We have 11. 1 usually means new beginnings. And it was in reverse, wasn't it? So maybe there's an end. I truly think maybe you lost a friend. There could have been a friend that you lost that maybe was initial K. And you saw them as a friend. Or maybe the engagement of this person, K, was lost. And during the time, maybe they were sick, or maybe they're sick right now. QD. Q could be an initial. D could be an initial. With the Virgo. We have elephant. Elephant, I feel like, are very smart people. This could have happened during Christmas. Why did I say Christmas? I meant to say Easter, but Christmas could be significant as well. So, this could have happened during Easter, and the elephant makes me think of, like, higher, smarter with your brain, like, having the brain power to have a crown chakra and, like, use your intuition, like, seeing the unseen. This person has such a strong brain. That could be maybe you, and maybe this happened. Maybe you had an intuitional feeling during Easter. We have carry, upside down. Carry. So that could be like a name. That could also be like not being carried. Maybe you were dumped, or like maybe they carried you before, but then they dumped you. We also have wings. Maybe flying away. Flying. Wings. Red Bull gives you wings. I don't know why. That's just what I thought about. We have PC here. Maybe they isolated themselves in their computer and just playing video games. We have K here. The Page of Cups could be the K. We also have X. K. Maybe your ex has a K name. Reverse forever. So maybe you guys would tell each other, oh, forever, we'll be together forever, or we'll be friends forever. And then now they're your ex, or like an ex best friend, or ex partner. The K could be who the Page of Cups is. So maybe a K person. Maybe most emotionally immature, or what else did it say for that? Oh, let me look. I need to know. It said emotionally immature, new ideas, doubting intuition, creative blocks. So I think they may be doubting their intuition. Maybe they're having new ideas about the future or new ideas about the situation. They could also be doubting their intuition or having creative blocks. Maybe they've been not being as creative as they once were, or there's something that was blocking their way. Let's see. We also have 4 here. I'll talk about what 4 is. 4 basically is the number of stability, structure. I'll read what it says. Dedicated. Maybe you were very dedicated to this relationship and they weren't. Gut. It was in reverse, I think. So I think maybe this person was very dedicated to the relationship, the Page of Cups. They could also have been, maybe they weren't. Or maybe the Virgo felt like they weren't dedicated. Gut feeling, maybe they had a gut feeling, or maybe you're having a gut feeling about it. Why? Maybe you're asking, why does this person, why did they give you so many gifts, or why did they keep buying you things? Why? And then we have a little leaf, which reminds me of growth, growing. Maybe this person is on the path of growing, growing to understand, to not clam things up and share new ideas, share some deep things with others, deeper than the surface level. And I think also maybe this space, growing from the space. This space doesn't mean that it will always be empty. You will find things to fill it with. This is an opportunity to fill this void with anything. Don't do it right away. Don't try to distract yourself and shove something right in quick, as a distraction. Take its time, and things can grow from this space. What was I gonna... Oh, number 4. Okay, so the number 4... And I'll pull like one or two message cards. So number 4 represents structure, stability, and manifestation. Maybe you've been thinking a lot about something and manifesting it to happen. So, for example, maybe you've been thinking a lot about someone and they reach out. Or maybe you thought a lot about something to happen and then it happens. So, you might want to keep an eye on that. And try not to think too hard about the bad things. Let's pull a message card and then we'll be done. Okay, what is something that you would like to say to the person involved? 1. You look great. Maybe you recently stalked their Instagram and you look great. Or maybe the person wants to say that you look great. Let's do one more message. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that card went flying. Not gonna work out. So I think that's just a message saying, don't try to give this person a second chance because it's not gonna work out for you. Okay, I think that it is it, pile 2. I hope you liked your reading. If you did like this reading, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Also, let me know something. I just want you to know that you can freely talk of whatever you want in the comment section. I don't know why I just had a stroke and could not communicate what I was trying to say, but I want you to feel comfortable in this community to share however you feel. And so if you wanted to continue talking about the situation, please let me know and talk about it in the comments. I'm here to listen and here to give advice. I do not mind it, and I want you to feel safe and open and comfortable in this community to express how you're feeling. Alright, thank you so much, and I'll see you in one of my next videos. Hello, my beautiful pile threes. If you chose the Desert card, this will be your reading about why you may be feeling angry. So we have the Desert card. This is what was given. We are now going to shuffle your oracle cards. If you want to skip the shuffling process, you can. Just go into the timestamps down in the description and skip over to the next time. Alright, so let's see what cards we are given by the Prism Oracles. Basically what your emotions may be, or something to help us understand why you may be feeling angry. So an imbalance, probably feeling imbalanced. Maybe there's been something affecting you, making you imbalanced. That makes me think of Libra. So someone could be a Libra. We'll have a Libra placement that is significant. Let's also pull one of these. Give us maybe a message. We have patience. I didn't get it, but patience could be something. Came out for a sec. One, two, three. We have follow your heart in reverse. The animal spirit deck. Maybe give us a card to help us understand how they may be feeling or why they may be feeling this way. 1, 2. We got the earthworm in reverse. Let's pull one of these. Activation, Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle. Can I pick this up? Thank you. One, two, three. We have integration in reverse. You may want to check out pile 1. Also, integration talks about reversed balance as well. So we have balance in reverse and we have balance here as well. So definitely Libra. There's definitely Libra at play. Definitely needing balance back into your life. There may have been a lack of balance. 333 could be significant. I just saw it just now. Okay. What else? Moonology. One, two, three. We got full moon in Taurus, and you're very close to achieving your goal. You definitely want to check out pile 1, because these cards are quite similar to pile 1. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. I think that's all the oracle cards we are going to pull. And let's do your tarot now. Let's pull these tarot. So let's ask. First card that we're going to pull is why you are angry. So pull a tarot card to explain to us why they are angry. One, Eight of Swords. Who may be involved in this situation? We got a Four of Wands. Could be a fire sign that may have upset you. In the first reading, it was an Aries, so it could be an Aries. Doesn't have to be, though. And then lastly, well, we're going to pull two more cards. We're going to ask how to fix the situation, or what could you do to resolve the situation. We'll pull the Three of Wands. I think that's all the cards we're going to pull. All right. So, I'm now going to read on some of the books and come back with your reading. Okay, my beautiful pile threes. First, we are going to figure out what signs may be involved or what placements in your chart that might be significant that you may want to do some research about or read upon. So let's roll these. So we have Keptu. I knew Libra, obviously. I knew Libra was significant because we have balance and integration, which literally is just another word for balance in the description. It talks about balance. So Libra for sure is significant. We also have the 11th house. 11, like 1-1, reminds me of new beginnings. So you may want to look at your 11th house. Maybe there's a Libra. Keptu, I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but I think it's a mythology planet. You could do your research on that. I'm not really sure exactly what that planet is about, but so that is one that you may want to look up. We're gonna roll one more time. We have Scorpio in the 9th house with Saturn. I believe, oh crap. I believe that's Saturn. No, it is Jupiter. That's Jupiter. So you may want to look at that placement on your chart. You may have a Scorpio in your Jupiter in the 9th house. Okay, we're going to put that over here. So, with this reading, I think there may be a situation that you're in that obviously is, you know, making you angry or you're very angry about. And I think it may be because you feel like you're a newbie at this. You feel you're new at this. You're not used to experiencing this. Maybe you embarrassed yourself a bit in front of people. The earthworm talks about embarrassment and risking embarrassment. It says feeling self-conscious or apprehensive. So maybe you're feeling very self-conscious right now. You could be, I'm not really sure exactly what apprehensive is, but I know self-conscious is like feeling insecure. There could have been a situation where maybe you feel like you're not good enough, or maybe you fucked up, or there was something that you made a fool of yourself about and you're feeling embarrassed. And it could be in a situation that you feel like you don't have a lot of experience in. That could be in a relationship, that could be with friends, that could be with a just any situation. It could be maybe work related, feeling silly that you didn't know something. So with the desert here, the desert basically depicts a picture of you entering the desert, and it's not like you want to stay here. You don't want to stay in this situation. This is just a the desert is just something you to pass through. It's in order for you, it's like a path you have to take in order to get through something. You don't want to sit around and wait there. It's like you want to just keep going to get out of the desert. It's not really a comfortable situation. It's not a comfortable place to rest. You just want to be on like a stable surface already. And, or like ground. You want to be on stable ground. And it's like, when am I ever going to reach, or when am I going to reach water? But you just have to not, think so pessimistically that you're never going to reach water. You have to think a little bit more optimistically, and that you're going to reach water at some point, because you will. I think the desert is also, kind of reminds me of a situation that maybe you have anger for the situation, but you are deciding to, it's like heat. There's heat there. There's like anger, but instead of like letting the anger out and exploding, it's like you decide to bury yourself in the sand to help cool you down. It's like you're trying to calm the situation or calm yourself down. I definitely think that there is a fuse attached to the situation, or a lot of fear. Maybe the fear and anxiety may link to the explosion, or this fuse to the situation. I think you may want to tippy-toe around this situation. It could be you losing a fuse or exploding, and I think you want to be very careful on how you act with your anger. Don't let your anger get the best of you. I think this could also just be, I'm very close to achieving my goal. Is you're close to achieving whatever it is that you want. I think your dreams, you have a dream, and it's saying you need a practical plan. Maybe this is a situation that you wanted to achieve, whether it be in your work life, in your relationship life, in your friendship life, and maybe you were expecting this to end up a different way, but it ends up, backfiring, or, forcing you to step a couple steps behind. And maybe you feel self-conscious about it, but you need to know that you didn't know and that you are a beginner. Don't beat yourself up for, being inexperienced, because know that all these people who may be better at it than you were also inexperienced at some point. I'm very close to achieving my goals. Some of the messages that they say are, write down 10 things that you feel, that is wonderful about yourself. Laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change it. It's saying maybe you were misaligned. I definitely think you were misaligned, whether that be physically, mentally, or even your conscious and subconscious mind were also misaligned with this card. I think maybe your subconscious mind was thinking differently, or there was some sort of repressed issue that maybe your mind and your subconscious mind weren't on the same page about. Like, for example, repressed anger. Maybe you had some anger towards someone, and maybe you in your mind was trying to convince yourself that you weren't angry at them, but then deep down, maybe it came out anyways, without you even knowing or acknowledging. Another message, stop being lazy. Maybe you've been pushing your needs aside. Maybe insecurities have been arising because you haven't been taking care of yourself or loving yourself. Also, maybe you've been very judgmental or jealous of other people. I think also maybe playing the victim, or, blaming other people for the, self-conscious situation or something that happened, or just playing like the victim. There's victim playing here. So, you can get yourself out of the situation very easily. You don't have to make it longer than it has to. You can get out of the situation very easily. You just need to, take the mask off, and you can lift up the swords that, surround you. You don't have to stay. If you don't want to stay, you don't have to. You could get up and leave the situation. You don't always have to play the victim as well. You're not stuck here. You don't have to bury yourself. You can get up and continue. I also think that another message is more exercise is called for. Maybe you've been lacking taking care of yourself. Maybe you haven't been eating right, or maybe, exercising much. I think also you being jealous or envious or feeling insecure may have been because of the situation, and that this happened because of the situation, but then you continue it, and it's like it attracts more negativity. Because you put out negativity, it will attract negativity. So the people around you will feel the negative energy and become negative with you. And also chasing your dreams. If chasing money doesn't work, you need to chase a dream. It also talks about you need to take action in order to chase these dreams. Don't expect them to come to you. Don't expect them or allow things to just, flow in your direction, or don't expect things to come, be given freely and easily. It doesn't come that way. And I know maybe you tried very hard in this situation for things to work out, and maybe it just didn't work out, but know that things aren't just handed to you easily. Like, the first thing that's given is not always the best. So you have to be patient and wait for what may come down the line later on that might be better. You had to be put through the situation in order to learn that you can't expect that everything that is given is perfect. Also with your goals you're very close to achieving your goals. Know that you're on the right track and that you're heading in the right direction. Now is a good time to review your plans, what you're planning on. Write down your dreams need a practical plan. Maybe you've been chasing after money, and maybe you're angry because you're not getting anything from it or any benefit from it. And this is a thing that you need to think more logically about this and write down an actual plan on how you want to get that money and go after it. Put in the effort. It also says keep the momentum going. You're moving towards your dreams. Stay focused. It's a good time to start a new project, and you need to get back into good, healthy habits. I truly think that you've been falling back on your habits, your schedule, what was keeping you stable. So with the tarot cards now, let's talk about the desert a little bit more. So the desert's words, the key words, is surreal, strange, unexpected visions, and silence. Maybe you've submerged yourself into silence after this situation, and you're letting it get to you. Maybe you are harping on this, or were harping on it for a while, or this has been, you've been reflecting on it for a while, and that's what may be boiling it into something more angry, it's causing you more anger because you've been harping on it for so long. We also have when in dark, drying, deadening, disorienting, and isolating. So maybe you've isolated yourself away from the people that may have experienced this self-conscious thing, or maybe people who may make you feel self-conscious. You may be shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner visions with whoever that may be involved. So Dune, I don't know if you've ever watched the show Dune or the movie Dune. Dune is significant. You may want to watch the movie. as well as there's a song called Dune, Desert Notes, and Desert's Solitaire you may want to listen to. With the balance card basically just talks about what do you need to put into balance again. The earth talks about money. The green, talks about earth, which talks about finances, talks about jealousy, talks about insecurity, as well as structure and stability. I think you need to find more balance with your structure, following schedules, sticking to your plan, and following, the schedule that you put out for yourself. I think you also need to find more balance with your subconscious and conscious mind. I think you need to reflect more and follow that plan that was given to you. Don't ignore it, and don't let your self go haywire. Follow what was set to ground yourself, to find a more grounding place or situation. Follow your heart. So with the follow your heart upright, it says, I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. When it seems like it's taking too long to get to where I want, I know that it's because some cool, weird stuff is to be seen along the way. So with this makes me think of possibly trusting your gut more. Maybe you need to trust your gut more. Maybe you've been having a lot of anxiety or fear about the situation since we have the moon. I think you're letting your fear and judgment of risking more embarrassment cloud your judgment, or risking embarrassment cloud your judgment. You need to, step foot in embarrassing moments and risk embarrassment in order to grow and move forward. You need to know that don't let your fears and anxieties get in your way. You're always going to have this. Know that fear and anxiety is protection. It does protect you from making stupid decisions, and you should always trust your gut and follow your heart. But also don't let that stop you from living your life, following and doing the things you want to do, the plans that you foresaw in the future, and what you plan to do. So with the Eight of Swords basically just made me think of victim blaming or victim playing. Like maybe you've been playing the victim or blaming other people for your issues rather than taking responsibility. You could also be have a lot of negative thoughts about the situation, or be really hard on yourself about the situation. You could be self-imposed restrictions. Maybe you're putting restrictions on for yourself on what to follow. You may be imprisoning yourself by those restricting guidelines that you've set for yourself, and you may be playing the victim or having a victim mentality, that you are the victim in this situation. With the Four of Wands, so with the Four of Wands, this basically talked about the personality type could be someone who's very optimistic, balanced, authentic, content. They have often a good representation, or they have a good reputation for putting on the best parties and celebrations that brings everyone together. So this could be a friend that you've had that maybe always throws parties, or a significant other who always threw parties or got everyone together constantly, and maybe you thought they were very optimistic, very balanced, authentic, and content, but maybe they ended up not being that. Or maybe this is another person who is very pessimistic, unbalanced, not authentic, and not happy, and they could be influencing you to become the same way. Also, they may be isolating themselves and not putting on any parties or anymore, or throwing parties or letting people over their homes anymore, or ignoring people or isolating from people, and maybe that influences you to do the same. You may want to think for yourself and don't let other people influence you on what your decision is. Then we have Three of Wands and the Moon for what could be done to fix this situation. I think risking embarrassment could definitely help. Speaking up, communicate, speak how you are feeling. Don't bottle yourself away or submerge yourself in sand. I know you may be feeling self-conscious or jealous. Who cares? Fuck them. The only opinion that matters is yourself. Continue, speak up. Don't care about how someone may feel or how you speaking up for yourself may affect someone. You are speaking up for yourself, and you deserve to be respected. You're allowed to speak up. So something that may be occurring is you may be playing very small because of your fear and anxieties. Be yourself. You're allowed to be yourself again. Don't hide away and act like or try to be someone else and run away from your problems. Continue being yourself. Do what you gotta do. Be yourself. Speak up. Don't hide away. You don't have to submerge yourself in sand. You don't have to play small. You could continue taking risks and continue growing in the direction you want. Just trust your gut a little bit more and listen to what it has to say. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, unexpected delays. There could be delays that are maybe blocking you, resisting you, and maybe it's all out of fear. Maybe you are putting the blocks up because you are scared or having anxiety. Okay, that was mentally kind of draining. I just feel like this reading, I feel like mentally drained. I don't know why. I feel like exhausted. Are you tired? Maybe you're feeling exhausted with this. Alright, let's just pull some charms, and that will be the end of your reading. You could, we talked about Scorpio already. I already said that. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. Maybe you feel like you've been repeating the same thing over and over again. Constantly. We have Sagittarius. Sagittarius also came out before. So Sagittarius could be significant. Maybe you're playing the victim with a Sagittarius. When the Sagittarius didn't do anything wrong. Maybe they were just trying to help. And maybe you shouldn't be upset with them. We have Falcon. Final. Maybe there's a final. Maybe you have to take an exam. Falcon could just be maybe a falcon just reminds me of a big bird that preys on others and is big macho bird. A falcon. I don't know. That could be becoming a falcon to chase your dreams. I'm not really sure exactly. It could just be significant. We have Tinkerbell here. Tinkerbell reminds me of an earth sign actually, which is funny. Maybe Tinkerbell was quite jealous as well. So in one of the scenes that she has. So jealousy could definitely be something. Trying to steer away from jealousy. And don't be jealous of others because know that they have their own things too. Just because they may not seem like they're suffering deep down or that they have everything, know that that's not true and they don't have everything. There is things that, that come with, there's always balance everywhere. Just because they may look like they have a wonderful life doesn't mean that they do. We have a dog bone, maybe your heart, following your heart towards a dog. Maybe there's a dog that you always come home to. Maybe you take a longer route in order to see a dog. We also have dragonflies. Maybe there's an area or a space where there's dragonflies that you take the route to, you drive to. Greetings. saying hello. Maybe you need to talk to a Sagittarius or say hello to them. We have a sandcastle, and then we have a star and a moon. Star and a moon just reminds me of the moon and the star card. So the star is usually like, you know, becoming the star after a difficult period, and then the moon comes with anxieties. So you are going to become this star, and once you follow your heart and you start following your heart and finding balance between your heart and your mind, that you will become the star, and the fears and anxieties that will surround you and that will still be there will help protect you from ignoring your heart again, or ignoring your gut. So I have no idea what the fuck this is. I think this is something to do with sowing. So maybe sowing, maybe you've sown something. We have another star here. Star could be significant. Star reminds me of Aquarius. Aquarius could be significant. We have a little windmill, maybe wind, air signs. We have an H here. There could be an H air sign, or windmill, or maybe going to spend time in a windmill and like playing golf. That's just what it reminds me of. Three of Wands. Three of Wands was... What was Three of Wands? Sorry guys, I forgot what the Three of Wands was. Three of Wands in reverse is playing small, lack of foresight, unexpected delays. Maybe you'll have an unexpected delay because you folded and gave up. Maybe you didn't speak up and just gave in. I have anxiety, I have fear. Maybe there's something you need to pay attention to with that. Heirloom, maybe there's a heirloom or some sort of family heirloom that may be significant or passed down for generations that may be significant. Maybe the heirloom is anxiety, has been passed down. We have N, maybe there's an N name that is significant, like Nicole or Nick. Maybe this person could help you find balance, or maybe they also need balance. We also have a cross, a balance with spirituality. Maybe this person is too much into it, or being very religious. I think this is like a ring with skulls. This reminds me of a can opener, like opening up a bottle, and an angel. Maybe stop drinking or stop smoking or doing anything like that, and maybe there's an angel watching over you, helping you to steer you out of the bad direction. They're here to help. Alright, thank you so much, Pile 3. I hope you found some messages that resonated with you. I'm sorry that this one was kind of a doozy, but I hope it helped, and thank you so much for sticking to the very end. If you have anything you would like to share with me, like comments or wanting to open up about a situation, please feel safe and comfortable to share in the comment section. I want this community to be very open and honest, as well as very comforting and helpful. So feel free to, let me know how you're doing, and I'm here to listen and give advice. And if you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you in one of my next videos. Bye!